A massive winter weather system is bearing down on Hampton roads. The roads are starting to turn white, and later, the potential for ice. We are already monitoring an accident on I-264 eastbound at the Ballantyne Boulevard exit in Norfolk. You can see this right here. You see the slowdown there. There's also a multi-vehicle accident on I-64 eastbound at Victory Boulevard in Newport News, and at least 2 accidents on Carolina Road in Suffolk. Good evening, I'm Nicole Livas.
And I'm Tom Shad. The snow has really picked up in the last hour or so. Both North Carolina and Virginia under states of emergency. We are scrolling the list of closures and delays at the bottom of your screen. And tonight, we have live team coverage helping you all get through the storm. Crews are fanned out all over the area, monitoring conditions, especially the roads.
But we start with Chief Meteorologist Don Slater and Tiffany Savona in the Super Doppler 10 Weather Center. So walk us through how much snow we are going to get and when, guys.
We'll be glad to, or I guess we can't say glad to. It doesn't look that great out. One thing to note, from the pictures that we've seen, it has generally been a fairly light snow, but it's been sticking.
It has. The roads are slippery now, and it's at the worst time, too, because it's the evening commute.
Yeah, it is. But we've only gotten around half an inch of snow. Even looking around at all our reporters, and I think we're going to get a lot heavier snow coming up a little later.
It is, yeah, and everyone's going to get some snow.
Yeah, let's get to it. I'll show you what's going on. I've been following this. Tiffany's been following this, and we'll follow it through the nighttime hours with you. When it does get heavier, it's likely to be during the mid to late evening hours. For the most part, this is very, very light, but you will note the darker blue colors on off into here. And the Storm Prediction Center, a function of the National Weather Service, just put out something a little while ago showing that we're likely to see some of this heavier snow spread eastward during the evening hours. And it's spreading eastward very, very rapidly, about 60 miles an hour. And I can't really time it for you because it's so very, very far away. And it kind of builds up and then drops off and builds up and drops off. But it is generally building up and will likely continue to build up through the evening hours. So I think by 9 o'clock or so, some of these pockets where you see the darker blue colors are going to be entering the region with very, very heavy snow. So what we've got is basically around a half an inch of snow into the area at best. It isn't real heavy thus far, but the fact that we've got the temperature 18 degrees, you see it right there. Well, it's around 18 to 21, and it's been that way all day. The ground is frozen, obviously, with the cold air that we've had throughout the area. And we are seeing these little bands of more moderate snowfall. It's a very, very dry snow, small flakes. And again, it's not wet snow that you can make a snowman with or a snowball with. But this dry snow is going to continue to accumulate, and it's accumulating right away on the roads because the roads are just plain frozen. So what do we get out of this? Total snowfall estimates out of this, likely around 3 inches before it changes over a little bit later on from the southern sections of Virginia Beach on toward Hickory and Chesapeake, Northwest River Park area, farther northward, 4 to 5 inches, 6 to 8 inches, 8 to 10 inches farther northward, and there could even be 10 to 12 inches, maybe a little more into some of these areas, and it's a dusting farther southward and 1 to 2 inches into extreme eastern North Carolina areas just north of the Albemarle Sound. Now, in terms of what we're going to end up with with all of this, here's my colleague Tiffany Savona. Tiffany.
Don, and we're talking about the difference in precipitation types, and that's when the forecast gets really tricky later on this evening, closer to midnight, and that's why totals are really different across the entire region. Highest snowfall totals are going to be really from Williamsburg points northward because those areas are mostly just going to see snow. But then it gets a little bit more complicated. When we get into Newport News and Hampton, down into Northampton County and across most of the south side, we'll have everything start off as snow like it is now, but then as we get closer to midnight, we'll have it transitioning to sleet, which are basically ice pellets that are going to fall on top of the snow and make it slick if there's any snow on the roads. Now, the areas that have the greatest chance of seeing freezing rain, well, that's right along the coastline in Virginia Beach, down into Currituck, Elizabeth City, and points to the east. And freezing rain is worse than snow because freezing rain freezes right on contact. So that'll make those power lines, that could create problems there, and that can also create some dangerous travel across some of our eastern areas in North Carolina. Now, we're going to show you those snow totals again and let you know exactly what to expect with the timeline coming up in about 10 minutes.
All right, we told you the snow is starting to fall, you see there, and it's causing some traffic troubles.
That's right. Andy Fox is live in Norfolk. Andy, it looks like you have a few cars that are having some trouble here.
Right, this lady just got stuck. Can you tell me what happened?
I stopped for the lights, and I got stuck in ice.
And we've been trying to push her out. Good luck. Good luck. It's really tough down here on Tidewater Drive. We've got a Norfolk police officer down here, and they're blocking the way here so that she will not be hit. But it is absolutely getting icy out here on Tidewater Drive, and we are down here at Princess Anne Road. And we are clearly saying that it is best to stay off of the road unless you have some type of four-wheel drive, because she's already gotten stuck and this storm has just started. Now, she's hoping that she's going to be able to get off of this ice right here, but you can see that right now as they're coming down here at Tidewater, there's a lot of slipping and sliding going on, and it has certainly happened right here. And you can see that. You can see the traffic backing up here, but this is just the start of what is going to be a very long evening into tomorrow morning. We are urging you to stay off the road. You've seen an example right here, people getting stuck on the ice at Tidewater Drive. In Norfolk, Andy Fox, 10 on your side.
And we just heard Don and Tiffany talking about one of the big areas to be concerned about will be Williamsburg and on the peninsula.
That's right. It seems like those were the first tweets that we saw come through where folks were starting to see snow. Joe Fisher is there in Williamsburg now. Joe, what are you seeing?
Tom and Nicole, exactly right. Williamsburg expected to get hit pretty hard here tonight, 6 or more inches possible, and that has started. The situation has changed over the past 2 hours or so since this snow has started to fall, now coming down pretty hard. I want to give you a look right here. These untreated surfaces, the grasses, the sidewalks, those are very slippery in parking lots and in some of the roadways. You're going to see some of these slippery surfaces that we've seen people going across. But we did see many crews from VDOT out here, as well as Williamsburg Public Works. And if you take a look at the roadways, those for the most part are pretty good right now. We're on Richmond Road, right at the intersection of Bypass Road, and cars are not having a problem at all. Right now, 25 miles an hour along Richmond Road. So far, not too bad on the roads there. But again, these untreated surfaces are what you're really going to have to watch out for. Crews in Williamsburg say they are ready for whatever comes their way tonight. They say they have 300 pounds of a salt sand mixture to spread on the roads to make sure that they're good throughout the night. Another crew will begin starting at 3 a.m. in the morning. We'll be monitoring this situation here from Williamsburg for the rest of the night. But for now, we'll send it back to you, Tom and Nicole.
All right, Joe, thank you so much. We have crews all across Hampton Roads for you.
Including Hampton. That's where you find 10 on your sides, Aaron Kelly. What do you see there, Aaron?
Well, I'm on Mercury Boulevard, and I can tell you it started to snow here around 1:45, but I want to show you down here on the ground. We're seeing quite a bit of accumulation here on the sidewalk, and it is a little bit slippery when you're walking on it. This is the untreated surface, but on the road, we're also seeing quite a bit of accumulation. I haven't seen any vehicles having a lot of difficulty getting by. Only if you see some of them going a little fast, they tend to have a little bit of a difficulty that way, but it's starting to get a little bit slushier on the road. I'm noticing that it's accumulating more here. We talked to the city today. They said they had 12-hour shifts that started this morning treating the roads and preparing for all of this. They have a lot of salt, 3,000 tons of salt, 10,000 gallons of brine that they had available to put down. They have 35 snow trucks that can plow the snow, and they have a bunch of heavy equipment as well, and 80 people that can work to staff all of that equipment. Right now, we don't have any information on whether or not Hampton schools are closed tomorrow, but we just found out that Newport News public schools are closed tomorrow. Newport News public schools closed tomorrow. We did talk to some of the Public Works members there today. They had crews that went out from 7 this morning. They were going to be working up until 5, and then a new shift coming in. So they have about 12 trucks available in Newport News to plow, with the ability of going to 18 if they need to. But that's the latest here in Hampton, still coming down quite steadily here.
All right, Aaron Kelly live for us there on the peninsula. Our team coverage of the winter weather continues next at 5. This is a live picture of snow coming down right here in Portsmouth, and we just learned Norfolk Public Schools closed for tomorrow.
And a reminder to watch the bottom of your screen where we are scrolling those closings. Coming up, we're about to get answers about why the Berkeley Bridge malfunction causing a traffic nightmare, plus your pictures of the weather.